Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another week of me trying to be profitable and earn a payout. And now you guys may realize, yo, why is this guy on a different... Why does this guy sound different? And it's because I'm currently away right now, and I'm going to be away for a little bit, so the quality of the videos may be somewhat similar to how it is this week. So sorry if the quality isn't as fire, but I am doing my best to keep the videos quality consistent. But yeah, not a bad week overall, Loki. I took some pretty nice trades and I was patient, waiting for some good opportunities to come for taking them. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's get to this week's trades. Alrighty, so for today, price seemed to be pretty bearish as we did have a wick sweep of a high, and we had some high time bearish imbalances which we were respecting, and we did have a daily wick sweep of a low though, which did contradict the sells. And coming down to the low time frame, price seemed to be pretty bearish in the current moment, as well as we were respecting a 15+5 in order block, and we're continuing with that bearish trend. And I wanted to wait to see how price continues to develop, because we could expect some chop, especially after sweeping out this prominent draw liquidity. And low-key price was just running around for a while of us not really being able to establish a particular direction, and we did shift higher on the 5-minute after sweeping out the draws and liquidity to the sell side, but I wanted to wait for the 15-minute for some more confirmation, which we did get. And since we got that shift, I was looking more to see if we could get an entry, which we did get with this 1-minute order block and a 1-minute higher golden zone. I did use a bit of a niche method in going down to the 15-second time frame today to see how the 1-minute reaction kind of would form, because I only wanted to target the 1-hour order block for today as the longs were already running. So if we formed nicely with some good intention, I would take it. And we did end up getting that nice form with the 15-second IFEG, which I entered off of. And this trade was pretty quick, price ended up running really nicely to hit my TP for a nice cheeky win to start off the week. And with today, honestly, I'm pretty happy with today's trade. The trade was A+ and I waited patiently for it. It ended up running really well, which was really nice too, and I didn't have to wait too long for price to deliver, so all in all, just a great day. Okay, so for today, price seemed to be moving a bit bullish as we did have a 4-hour wick sweep of a low, and we are currently trending lower though. That wick sweep does tell me quite a bit for where price wants to head. And coming down lower, we can see that we are trending lower, that we are getting a bit of a consolidation and even forming some bullish structure. So if we do continue to form that bullish idea, I most likely will go for some buys. And we do have this 5-minute wick sweep, and we are failing to break high consistently. So yeah, I just want to wait for some more confirmation before I go for anything. And I found this out pretty quickly as price ended up investing a 1-minute fair value gap in respect of these imbalances. Since price was holding and we got that 5-minute wick sweep of a low, I decided to enter into the setup, and I entered a bit less because initially I wanted to wait for some confirmation and then top up more. Though we did instantly start pumping, which made the fill a bit goofy. We did get a bit of a retest, which I did think was possible. The retest was a bit strong and price flooded down to hit my stop for a loss today. And for today, I think the setup was alright. The setup was A+ with that high time wick sweep plus those low time imbalances and the shift to confirm. The one problem was that the condition was just not the best to trade in because there were conflicting confluences on the 1 hour, and we were just really chopped too, with no real clear direction. So you could say that this trade wasn't the best one to take. All good though. I already took it and it was a setup I was quite confident in, and it didn't play out in the end, which is all good. Alright, so for today we did seem to be pretty bullish as we're currently retesting into these bullish imbalances here, and we had an hourly wick sweep of a low, which does add to this bullish idea. And look at the low time frame, we do have some bullish imbalances that price is kind of moving towards, and we are trending lower on the low time frame currently, so I do want to see price kind of align first before going for a setup. And if price gets a nice retest and then shifts higher, I'll be hella confident in the setup. And we ended up getting a nice move higher not that long later, and I thought that initially it would have been hard to find a nice retest to enter, but we suddenly had a fat wick down to tap the 5-minute highlight golden zone, which was really good. We even respected a 1-minute fair value gap and got a shift higher in the 15-second, which allowed me to enter into the setup. And initially I was entered in about $300 risk, and after we got some confirmation to push higher, I decided to top up to my regular risk. And then price ended up pushing nicely to hit my TP shortly after for a nice win. Another nice day today. Really happy with that I'm taking these A+ setups and I'm making consistent progress to improve, especially with today, as I did wait for more confirmation after market open rather than just hopping into one prematurely. And honestly, it depends on the setup, but yeah, today's one had good confirmation after, so I entered in and it played out nicely. So all in all, another great day. Alright, so for today, we seem to be pretty bullish from initial looks. We had a 1-hour order block, which price was respecting, and we also had a 4-hour wick sweep of a low, which added on to that bias. And we were overall bullish right now too, as we had a shift higher, and we had a nice target of a 4-hour fair value gap above, which was a really good magnet for price. Looking at the low time, though, price doesn't seem to be the hottest, as we do have wick sweeps and failures to break higher, so an overall lack of buy volume. And I can see price retesting lower, as we do have some low time imbalances below it too, which can be a good target. But yeah, I'm just gonna give it some more time before going for a setup if there is any. And I waited quite a bit for the setup, price ended up getting a retest lower, which was really nice, and we got a 5 no wick sweep over low, and it got an inverse of a 1 fair value gap too, which allowed me to enter into the setup. And price ended up running really nicely initially, which allowed me to top up to my regular risk after a shift, and we continue with that good power up to the recent draws and liquidity, which is where I moved to break even, though this is where the volume died out and we ended up pushing lower to hit our stop at break even. And today was a pretty alright trade, A+ setup for sure, and it was just a bit unfortunate it didn't play out. Although sometimes it just is like that and we just have to take those and keep on pushing forward. Alrighty, so that about does it for this week. Pretty good week, all things considered. I took plenty of A+ setups, and majority of them landed on the right side of probability, which was great. Making slow but consistent progress, which I'm happy with too, and I'm gonna keep on grinding to continue with that improvement. And I think, yeah, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time situation where I just gotta keep it up and keep on pushing. But yeah, we just got almost done with this new combine, so I'm gonna keep on maintaining this great mental and only taking A+ setups. And yeah, otherwise that's about it for this week. Sorry if the quality is a little bit different, but yeah, if you guys are interested, check out the Discord. Yeah, that's about it for this one, so I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.